Welcome back on this channel, Bratan, and this week will be one of the craziest week which you ever saw in Bitcoin. This will be historical. Yesterday we closed this weekly candle, luckily above this bull flag, which is extremely bullish, but this week will be crazy, bro. We will speak everything in a second. We closed the CME gap already, which we had open at 69,500. So this looks nice. As you see it here, this CME gap was closed today in the morning. So this is nice. But what we have this week is the US election. And as it seems right now, is that Trump will win by landslide in several days is the election. Furthermore, we have the ETFs, and in the ETFs last week, we saw the biggest ETF, Bitcoin ETF inflow since February, 2.2 billion Bitcoin ETF inflow. This we saw last time in February 2024 this year, and right now is interesting how much Bitcoin ETF will we see in this week with the coming election, with the coming Fed meeting, where we are expecting rate cuts happening by 99% to 4.50 basis points. Furthermore, that's bro, the news are crazy. Michael Saylor with his company MicroStrategy is planning to buy 42 billion worth of Bitcoin. Bitcoin reserves held on the exchanges showing a significant decline. So it means the people and the companies and the institutions are putting their Bitcoins away from the exchanges, which means they are not intent to sell their Bitcoin in the future. You see, the more we are consolidating, the more the Bitcoins leaving the exchanges, which means again that they are not intent to sell, which means that we could have a Bitcoin supply shock, which means again that we will see a huge pump in the market as there are not many Bitcoins on the exchanges ready to sell. So the price would pump. Then we have the MACD, not only the MACD, but the MACD histogram showing a golden cross. You see here the blue line crossing the red line to the upside. This last time we saw in September in 2023, then we saw a massive pump in the market, and the same we see right now. The MACD has a golden cross, and also we're changing from the red bars to the green bars, and we are expecting here in the midterm a massive pump in the market. I have also a prediction showing you in a second, a statistic which is predicting a crazy Bitcoin price. You have to decide for yourself what the Bitcoin price will be at the end of this bull market. I just show you the technical stuff. The golden cross, again, let's speak quickly about the golden cross. The golden cross not happening in 2023 in September, which indicates a massive pump, but it happened also several times in 2016, 2018, 2020, 2024. It's right now. We have right now 2024, and always we saw a massive rise in the market, in the Bitcoin price. Then we have here also, which is very interesting, always we have here rising wedge happen in 2013, 17 and 21, which is usually bearish pattern, which we usually should break down, and we are. But what happened in 13, 17, 21, we saw a massive pump in the market, and right now we exactly at this rising wedge, which is indicate the bearish pattern, and the last 3 times we broke it to the upside and saw a massive pump in the market. Will it happen again? Nobody knows, but the history is showing us that we should see massive pump in the market if history is repeating. This is also interesting chart and an interesting forecast. If Trump will win, we see pump in the market, then a little bit decline, some consolidation and another pump. If Harris win, we see some dump happening and then a pump again in the market. And this is so interesting because I show you in a second another chart which showing us, which I showed you also yesterday, that we have always a pump in the market after every election, but there is some small point which I show you in a second. I don't think if Harris win or Kamala win, we will see massive drop, but we see some drop in the market, and then anyways a pump. But in a second I'm coming back to this. Let's go further here. The rainbow chart is showing us buy signal, and the rainbow chart was always very precise because after the halving we had always the buy signal, and then we saw massive pump in the market. So right now the rainbow chart is clearly showing us that Bitcoin is even not overbought, not in the accumulation zone, but buy. After buy is coming the accumulation signal. You didn't see it here. After buy is coming the accumulation signal, then still cheap hodl, and then it's a bubble. And it's a bubble is right now would be the price around between 200 and 300k would be the price target. But I have another chart which I show you in a second. Why it's not loading, bro? Why it's not loading right now? Come on. Okay. Anyways, maybe it will load. I don't know. Okay, then we have here also a highly exciting chart. We have here the general investors realized price, and this is the green line. And always when we went below this green line, it means the average investor was in a loss with his Bitcoin, which he bought. And always when we went below this green line, and you see this green shadows showing us when we went below this green line, it always meant that this was the bottom of the Bitcoin price. Always after this we went up, and only once we touched it twice, this green line. It was with the COVID dump in 2020. The previous bull market, we never touched. After we touched this once, this was the bottom, and we touched it never again. You see in 2012, 2015, only in 2019-20 with the COVID dump we saw it, and right now we touched it also in 2023, as I told you also yesterday. And the question is, will we touch it again or not? Which would mean Bitcoin price around 44 or even 35k. But will we touch it or no? This is the question. But as I'm showing you right now, nothing is telling us that we will retest it. There's only one thing: is the S&P 500, the rate cuts, and the rate cuts and the inverse inflation number. I showed you in two videos ago, 2 days ago. Just watch the video on this channel. Is a huge stock market crash ahead. Just watch it. This could bring shortly the price, but this would be a highly black swan event. This could potentially bring the price to 44k. Just watch the video 2 days ago where I'm speaking about. You see here, after every election, we saw some dump before the election. 10% in 2016, in 2020, 6%, in 2024. We are right now at 6.3% approximately dumped from the local top. So the question is, will we see another 4% dump, or was this with the dump? And in a few days, when Trump will be elected, we see massive pump in the market as it historically happened. The next chart is showing us, and this is very interesting, and now we are coming to the big price target, which is technically very interesting. You saw it probably on no crypto channel at the whole crypto YouTube. What I'm showing you is information which you usually don't see on the whole crypto YouTube. I mean, regarding the election, probably you saw it, but for example, this chart we probably saw on not any other channel. And we see here the monthly RSI hit always 90 in the bull market. So this indicated the top. The monthly RSI, as soon as it hit 90, this was the bull market top. And right now is the RSI at 66 approximately. And to reach 90, it means this red line is the Bitcoin price. To reach 90 RSI in this bull run, it means we should reach a price of $233,000. Bitcoin at $233,000. Bro, this is crazy. Imagine, because, I am not invested in Bitcoin, but I'm invested in altcoins. Imagine what happens with altcoins if Bitcoin hitting $233,000. My today's, this monthly trading challenge is making $100,000 profits. Last month, I showed you I made $45,000 profits. But imagine what would bring the next month if we see this massive pump in the Bitcoin market. And we are speaking about altcoins right now, because we see, for example, for sure today is the market red, because we not see a lot moving, not much moving from the Bitcoin price. However, we had the longest bear market in the history of Bitcoin. We survived 490 days of the Bitcoin bear market. Before it was 386 days, 204 days. So right now is not the time to give up, bro. Right now is not the time to give up. Again, I say. And now we're coming to my opinion on the Bitcoin price and altcoins. We're starting again with Bitcoin. And in my opinion, as we see this candle, it could be also considered as a hammer candle, but to consider as a hammer candle, we should close the body a little bit lower. So if somebody is considering as a hammer candle, this would be bearish, because usually a hammer candle in an upside trend means a trend reversal to the downside. In a downside trend, if it would appear here, it means a reversal to the upside. But for me, this is right now not a proper hammer candle, inverted hammer candle. So what could happen right now, or what we should watch, is that we are not breaking again back inside of this channel, because in case we would break inside of this channel, this would be very bearish, and we could go as low as 48k, which would be the bottom of this channel. This is not what we want to see, so we have to closely to watch this weekly candle. Also, we have in 10-11 days full moon, and usually 5 till 8 days before full moon we see massive pump in the market. So what we could see, we could maybe see a wick down below still to 61,500, where we have a lot of liquidity. You see here also the VRVP, we see a lot of volume. It's here at 65k and at the 60k area. However, right now it seems that we are pumping, that we are bouncing on this liquidity level at 68k, and the next big, you see there's not much support here, so we could see here pump to 63k or a little bit higher to 65k before we are retesting here this liquidity down below at 65k. Right now it's a perfect daily candle, a 12-hour candle closed here, and it seems that we will bounce to 72k, as I spoke also in the previous days. And we have here a lot of buying pressure coming below 68k. You see a lot of bits which are how it called, absorbing the selling pressure, which will lead the Bitcoin price probably up to 70k back again. And also we have the open interest, which fall down crazy from the past days, from the weekend, and it seems we are exactly on these levels where we see usually pump happening. You see, these are the levels when we see price happening, and right now we see exactly the price, the open interest levels, where we should see not only the price pumping, but we see also the open interest starts to rise and the Bitcoin price starts to rise, which indicates again the market participants are interested in the market and betting on the upside market. So we could see here some pump in the market to 70k, and also the total crypto market cap cooled down heavily, and we are ready here to pump by 5% at least total market cap to retest again this bull flag on the total crypto market cap. As I told you, as soon as we're breaking the total crypto market cap with the weekly candle closing above this bull flag, this is a clear and for me 100% signal that we are moving up to 80k, 100k, and so on. So the real bull market started. And here you see again the open interest and the liquidity. I mean, the liquidity is still crazy, up to 75k. This is where the market maker could grab. The question is only, will they grab first the liquidity up to 75k, or will they grab first the liquidity which goes down to 75k and lower? This is the question right now. Nobody knows, but as I told you, everything and on every indicator indicates us right now that we should see a pump in the market. Even on the daily, on the 12-hourly, we see everywhere, we see a bullish divergence, as you see it here. For example, we see here the RSI is going down while the price is going up. You measure the bullish divergence always from the downside. Only on the 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and the 50 minutes is okay, but 30 minutes and 45 minutes RSI cooling down right now, which is healthy. So we could see a little bit dump in the market in the immediate short term, down maybe to retest again this line at 67k. But as I told you, I'm expecting here pump to 70k or a little bit higher. Now let's speak about altcoins, and we see here the Bitcoin dominance chart is moving upside, how it's called, as a snake, or how you, as a curved, yeah. And always when we touch this upper resistance line, we see the dump in the Bitcoin dominance chart. And as soon as the Bitcoin dominance chart is dumping, it means the money is moving from Bitcoin away into altcoins. That's what's usually happening. And we are shortly before a massive dump in the Bitcoin dominant chart, which would mean that we will see altcoins pumping, which would help bring me to my price, to my challenge, which is $100,000 making profits this month. I have 26 days left, and we see right now Pepe yesterday reached perfectly our price targets at 833. The market maker liquidated and grabbed the liquidity at 833. You see here all this liquidity they grabbed. Right now we have more liquidity here on the upside than on the downside. And as I told you, I'm expecting here if Bitcoin bouncing, we could go as high as 101. We still have here liquidity down below this chunk which they're grabbing right now ending at 7.5. So we could see a little bit more dump to 7.5 approximately here, 7.5, 7.2. We see also here the support is ending here at 7.5, 7.2. You see here this chunk is ending here. So the question is, will we stop out or will we get rescued here and see pump to the upside, or will we see a little bit more dump, which is not much anymore, because it would be dump maybe of in worst case of 25%, which is not much, because the upside is much higher. The upside which we're expecting is Bitcoin to go to 1. It's 23%. This is the first price target. The second would be 1 to 5. It's 50%, and so on. The back to the top, where we're expecting we will go as soon as Bitcoin breaking all-time high, back to the top would be from here on approximately, let's measure it, would be approximately 110%. Just imagine what would happen with my trade if we're reaching 1.7. My trades are right now in 60k in a loss, and I increased yesterday the trade by 10k. So I'm right now with a $265,000 in a Pepe on BitGet trade, and on BYBIT and on BitGet I am with 50k in a trade, in a Pepe long trade. So all in all $300,000 on Pepe, and on GME with 18k, and GME probably will increase also. But if we're hitting 70, the all-time high, what I'm expecting here to hit it as soon as Bitcoin breaking, as I expecting also altcoin season is starting, I would make $160,000 profits. And this could happen quicker than you think. It could happen next 4 weeks if the altcoin season starting, as we see Bitcoin dominance chart is declining. If you want, you can join BYBIT or BitGet if you want to support this channel, because you know I get small percentage of the trading fees if you're trading successfully. So it's only for professional trader. BYBIT is the second largest exchange in the world, BitGet the fourth largest exchange. If you want, you can just register through my link. If not, you can use also any other exchange. Thank you everyone for watching. I kiss you and I see you later. Mwah.